Hi Year 6, it's Miss Lister, just with our final DT lesson today. So we're on to the final stage of the design process, and your objective today is to evaluate a product against a design criteria. And we will be thinking about how you have done in comparison to the beginning image of Kitchen Itza. So through this lesson, you need to have your model in front of you so you are ready to evaluate how well you've done against it. You have now done the first two stages of design. You have done designing, drawing your diagrams and making sure you have got a plan to follow. You have made your model and it should look like El Castillo or sort of start to look like El Castillo. Now is the final stage 3 of the design process. Evaluate. And this is where you consider everything that went really well and then anything that didn't go as well as you'd hoped. And you comment upon it and talk about what you do differently next time in order to improve your model making skills. So how did your product turn out? How did your model look? So I'm sure you've all seen these little nailed it kind of memes that are online. So here you can see the Cookie Monster cupcakes that they were supposed to look like, and then this person made them, they did the making part, and then they've come to evaluate it. Now they're saying they've nailed it. Do you think they have? Okay, you've got this on a little sheet just to have a little practice, and in that you're going to comment on what did go well, because there's a couple of things that went well, maybe the colour, maybe they started to get the eyes on there, but what needed to be improved. So those are the types of things that you would be thinking about in your own. So have a go at practicing on the Cookie Monster cupcakes, nailed it sheets, and then you can start to have a think about your own design, what went really well and what didn't. In this stage of the design process, you are evaluating your model. So this is where we pay close attention to our model and look at how it turned out. So we're considering what went really well, what didn't go so well, what didn't go well at all and would be removed from the process next time and altered. So we consider if it looks like it is meant to, so does it actually look like El Castillo? We consider if there's anything we could improve. So perhaps you don't like that one side is not as even as the other. Perhaps your measurements went wrong and that's something you need to think about. Are there enough layers to your pyramid? Have you managed to include all the sets of stairs? Did you manage to include any detail about the snake head? If not, those are things you'll be thinking about improving. And we consider if there's anything we could change if we don't like it. Perhaps you've done a snake head at the bottom and you don't particularly like your drawing and you would do that again. Perhaps you don't like the material that you've used. Perhaps actually things are not sticking as well because you do need a hot glue gun, or you need something to strengthen those corners a little bit more to bear the weight. Those are things that you should be thinking out now in your evaluation. So I'll show you an example of an evaluation, and then you do have a sheet to complete to upload at the end of the session. This is an example then of evaluating your product. Now, I have used a generic picture off the internet because unfortunately I'm working at home and I just don't have one of these models to hand as much as I wish I was doing this with you all. So you've had a little bit of a practice when you think about those cookies. So what did you notice went really well, and a lot more things went wrong with it than they did right. So at this point, you're going to have a go. So I've noted down what I think looks good and what actually next time I would improve. So I've got the overall shape is like a step pyramid, so it does have the shape I wanted it to have, and it looks like El Castillo. Again, that's what I intended. It has one set of stairs at the front, which was part of my initial design, so I managed to get some of those stairs in. It's got a top step which looked really grand and the circle stood up, so my join there was stiff and strong. So I know that my joining has worked really well at that bit. Pretty much the joining appears to have worked well on all of it because it's all together. And I've put, you can see some detail on the stairs to represent that there are the 91. So just thinking about those things, I can identify that those things went really well. Now just remember, I'm imagining this. So I'm thinking as if I were you in this situation. You may have encountered completely different successes or failures, and that's completely fine. If things went wrong, that's good because we want to know about them on the next slide. So we'll go through what didn't go as well. So now I'm flipping the evaluation on its head and I'm thinking about what didn't go so well and what could we improve. So I've put the top step as it looked a little uneven and off balance, okay? To be honest, it's quite good in this diagram, but if you look at it closely for long enough, it could look like the right-hand side, the side is a little bit shorter. So I might comment upon the measurements and how accurate I need to be. I've also commented on the paint is too dark. I would need to do it a shade lighter next time to be more accurate, to look like the real thing. And then I've commented on the fact that there's only one set of stairs. We know that there were more sets of stairs than that, there were 4. So I've commented that I'm imagining this happen because the others would not join well enough, and I actually think that in order to do this really well, I'd need a hot glue gun next time to attach it more securely, or I would need to improve my joins. So I've just commented on some things that I think could be improved. You will have your own ideas about how you would do yours differently if you did it again. You will have different things to your friend as to what went wrong. Something that worked for them maybe didn't work for you, so you would comment on that bit here. So there is a sheet to complete. I'll go through on the next slide, and then you'll upload that at the end. Now, we've just been through how to complete the evaluation. So you need to complete the sheet that is attached to the Edmodo post for this. Fill in all of the sections and then upload it to the Edmodo post. If you cannot print, don't worry about it. Just write down your answers like the sheet asks for, and for your comments upon a piece of paper, take a photo and then upload it. Okay, I really hope you've enjoyed this project. It's been fantastic to see what you have done, and I'm really looking forward to reading through what you think went well, and maybe it's going to surprise yourself. You do better than you actually think you will on this. Okay, great. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Friday, and I will speak to you all soon.